the live channel of DCS. Today we are learning about effective communication skills for students. So, first of all, the important code. The art of communication is the language of leadership, said by James Hughes. Starting with a very positive quote, let us learn about effective communication skills for students. So, communication. What does this term means? Communication. Communication is the means of sharing information, ideas, and emotions. Also, it is used to build up the relationships between each other and also solving the conflicts among others. So let us learn about communication. The first topic that we are going to learn is types of communication. So what are the types of communication? This is the question that arises in our mind. So the answer is that communications are of two types, verbal and non-verbal. Firstly, what is verbal communication? Verbal communication means that usage of words is known as verbal communication. How you speak, how you use the words is known as verbal communication. It is of two types, spoken and written. Firstly, we will discuss the spoken communication. What is spoken communication? That means that how also learned about this public speaking. So this is that spoken communication is one of the types of public speaking only. That how you deliver your speech, how you speak, how is your tone, and how is your pitch, how is your sound is known as spoken communication. Moving on to the next one, that is written communication. So you also write your communication if you want to communicate with others. Then how do you communicate? You communicate through text messages, through WhatsApp messages, or social usage of your social media here, or writing the formal letters like emails. So that is considered as written communication. Moving on to the next type, that is non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication means where you don't have to speak, but you express yourself through expressions or through gestures is known as normal or non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication can be conveyed through various means. The first one is body language. Body language plays a very important role when you are considering the fact of communication. Body language should be positive. It should be very eye-catchy, and it should be very familiar, or it should be very much nice to the audience. It should be positive. It should be optimistic in front of in front of the audience that you are considering, or you are delivering your speech. Then your body language speaks a lot. Second one is paralanguage. Now, what is paralanguage? Paralanguage means that when you are delivering a speech, how's your voice, a pitch? Is it loud? Is it low? So it should be concise. It should be appropriate that you should be audible to the audience. It should not be loud. It should not be low either. Moving on to the third, that is proximity. So what is proximity? Proximity means that whenever you are communicating to others, like if you are giving the presentations in the conference rooms, or you are holding the meetings, or you are communicating on the stage, how you are using your space is known as proxemics. That means the space that is provided to you, if you are on stage, if you are in a conference room, that how wisely you are using this space is known as proxemics. Now moving on to that 10 types of communication. The first one is active listening. That means communication doesn't mean that you just have to deliver your speech or you just have to express yourself. It is about how you listen also, how good you are a listener. So first of all, the first essential important tips for effective communication is active listening. That means you should be an active listener as well in the process of communication. How you will be proved to be an active listener? The first point is make eye contact. That means you should make an eye contact to the audience, to the person you are communicating with. It is very essential and it plays a very important role in the process of communication. Second one is avoid distractions. That means if there is a distraction in the room, if there is a distraction anywhere, then you have to remove it while communicating with others. Moving on to the third, that is ask questions. That means if you have understood what the speaker is trying to say, then at the same time you can ask questions. That shows that you are an active listener in this process. The fourth one and the last one type of this is summarize. That means if you have gone through all this process, you have asked the questions, you have understood what the speaker is saying, and you are an active listener at the same time, you are also making an eye contact with the person, then you can summarize the whole presentation in few words so that the listener will also be happy that yes, you are an active listener at the same time. Moving on to the next, that is non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication, again, that means that using of your facial expressions, your gestures, or your how you express through all other sign languages or any clues is known as non-verbal communication. So moving on to this, the first point is maintain good posture. So in non-verbal communication, the good posture plays a very important role, essential role in this process. Second one is use appropriate facial expressions. Your facial expressions should be very positive, optimistic, and at the same time very relevant to the topic that you are delivering. Now, next is also that use gestures effectively. That means whatever the gestures you are using it should be appropriate, it should be apt, and it should be relevant to the topic that you are using. Moving on to it, the last one is watch your tone of voice. That means if you are delivering the speech, then just check your voice. It should not be low, it should not be high at the same time. The high pitch shows that you are excited, and the low voice shows that you are authorizing someone. So it is that it should be very concise, it should be very apt, it should be very appropriate at the same time. Moving on to the third point, that is clear and concise language. Clear and concise language, that means when you are delivering a speech or when you are communicating with anyone else, then it is that the language should be very concise, it should be very appropriate, it should not be as abusive at the same time. Also, don't use jargons here. Jargons means that you should not use any technical terms used in a profession which cannot be familiar with anyone. So don't use jargons here. This is a very good suggestion here, that avoid using jargons and then use appropriate language here and concise language. Fourth one is positive body language. That means your body language speaks a lot when you are on the stage. So that means that use positive body language here just to make a very good influence on audience. How we can do it? It is firstly we can smile, so that shows that yes, you are positive, you are confident enough to convey your message. Second one is make eye contact. Always make an eye contact to the audience. Okay, that shows that you are a confident speaker at the same time on the stage. Next one is use open body language. Open body, that means relaxed body should be there. It is not that you should be confined with anyone, but it is that your body should be open to express your views, what you wanted to convey. Lastly, use gestures appropriately. Again, the gestures should be very appropriate, it should be very concise, it should be very apt to the topic that you are conveying. Moving on to the fifth, that is effective use of technology. Now, while communication, we use a variety of technology available, that is social media. Then you can also communicate through emails, and then also that you can use your WhatsApp or your text messages to convey your messages to someone. So these are the effective use of technology. Also, if you wanted to communicate, you are holding a meeting, then or you are also delivering a presentation or delivering a speech on the stage, then it should be that if you are on a conference call, then again it is the usage of technology. And also if you are showing any presentations, you want to convey some essential important. So it is the usage of the technology. Moving on to the sixth, that is public speaking skills. Again, my previous session, if you have seen, then it must be known that public speaking skills is very important in student life. Now, public speaking means that how do you deliver your speech on stage is public speaking, and also that is how you are delivering with the audience, making an eye contact with the audience. So, few steps to be remembered here. The first one is practice your speech. That means whatever you wanted to convey the message, then practice, practice, practice. Because practice makes a man perfect. So, practice your speech very well so that you will be confident on the stage. Moving on, use visual aids. Visual aids, that means if you are holding any meetings, then it can be a teleconferencing, or on you can use a conference call here. So like this, or any social media, you can use your screens here for visual aids so that you can have a two-way communication with the audience. At the same time, you are taking the questions, and at the same time, you are solving it. So it is that usage of visual aids. Now moving on to the next, that is speak clearly and slowly. That means whatever you wanted to convey, it should be that you should speak very slowly, and also very concise language should be used and very clearly, so that the audience or the person who is listening will be getting or will be understandable that what you wanted to convey the message. Moving on to the, again, make eye contact with your audience, that is very essential in the process of public speaking skills and communication skills. Moving on to the seventh, that is conflict resolution. That means if you wanted to solve any conflict, then how you can do it. There are few steps to do it. Firstly, you have to be stay calm. First, how that means the first you should understand the conflict, that what is an issue. Then only by staying calm only you could solve it. Listen to the other person's perspective. That means you have to put yourself in another shoes so that to understand that what the other person wants to convey. Nextly, find common ground. That means both the parties should agree or should be brought to a single agreement. So this is the very final step in the process of conflict resolution. Moving on to the also at that, make the both the parties compromise at the same point so that they will be happy at the end of the day. Now, that is moving on to the eighth point, that is assertiveness. Assertiveness means you have to use your I statements. You are blaming yourself, you are not blaming others, you are not blaming to any parties. So it is that you are taking all your blames on yourself. It is that through using I statements. It is be specific. That means whatever you wanted to convey, you have to be specific, you have to be concise to the topic. Next is be respectful. Always be respectful when you are communicating with others. Okay, so treat the audience very respectfully and then convey the message that you wanted to convey. Next is be persistent. That means whenever you are communicating with others or you are giving a speech on the stage, then it should be that through practice and through again and again hard work, it is that you can make a confident speaker one day on the stage. So be persistent at the same time. Moving on to the second last point, that is continuous learning. Now, communication can be learned, it can be mastered at the same time through various steps. Firstly, read books and articles. Whatever the articles or books you find for the communication, read it out and then try to imply in your life. Take a communication course. There are various courses available here. You can take a communication course as well, or you can take the help of your teacher also in the class to master the communication skills. Seek feedback from others. Always remember, whenever you are communicating with others, when you are talking to someone, then always seek the feedback that whether you are really good enough to convey your message or there are some loopholes there. Try to solve it and try to remove it as well. Last point is practice, 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 practice. That means whatever you wanted to communicate, practice again and again so that you will be confident and you can convey the message very precisely, very concisely on the next day. Moving on to the last, that is practice empathy. Practice empathy, that means that it is not that you have to just speak to the topic. It is that you are listening as well, and you are taking another's opinions as well, that what other person or the speaker trying to say. So it is also at the same time that you should be an active listener as well. Now, last is conclusion. Now, making all this into our concluding statement is that communication is a very essential skill that must be required in student life, and it can be mastered at the same time through learning. So, practice, practice, practice again and again to master these communication skills. And please do give your feedback also that you have whether you have mastered this skills or not. I'm waiting for your feedback as well. And at the same time, through various communication types that you have learned in the session, then you can go through this communication skills types and you can master at the same time. So if you like this session, do hit a like button and do subscribe this channel. Thank you so much.